All. First of all, thanks for being here tonight. I do appreciate it. Thanks for your attention. And thank you to the elders for Devo. I guess it was maybe last month before. We lost track of days, as sometimes it happens. And I'm thinking, well, I preached kind of like every other or every third Sunday when we were living in Destin at South Walton Church of Christ. So maybe I'll just go back and recycle one of those. But, the more I thought about it, the more I looked, I'm kind of like, do I really want to do that? Probably not. So last week when we were moving Dax in to Freed, I'm thinking, well, maybe we'll do something around this. So bear with me. So anyway, put together an email. So, like I said, bear with me. I can't believe I'm doing this and it's not Melissa. And I'm so glad my boys got their musical talents from her because, anybody that's sitting in front of me is kind of like, well, I'm glad they got it from her too. Hi, Dax. I hope all's going well and you're having a great time making new friends, learning what college life is all about, not staying up too late, most of all, showing that Christ lives in you in everything you do each and every day. You're getting this email because I didn't get the same type of advice when I left for college. My dad was a Teamster. He drove a UPS truck. So, of course, back in the 80s, he didn't have email either. So if he did, I don't think I would have gotten this. Let's see. And he wasn't the best communicator. So by sending you an email, you'll at least have my words in some type of written format and get a look back when you need encouragement, direction, push, etc. I hope these thoughts will help you grow as a Christian first, and then as a young man. I've had the opportunity to learn from some of the most intelligent men and women in the business world today. I've been very fortunate, very blessed. A former president of Sears Home Services, not that I would relay anything that Sears does to everybody here tonight. The Chief Human Resources Officer for U.S. Security Associates, a company that's 55,000 employees, fourth largest security company in the world. The CEO of Career Education Corporation. And finally, definitely the most important and influential, founder of Maywood Christian Camp and longtime minister at Roebuck Parkway Church of Christ. All of these individuals taught me lessons that I've carried throughout my life, both in business and as a Christian, and I want to pass them along to you. First of all, be nice, be respectful, and be kind to everyone, regardless of who they are, what their job title is, and what they look like, and yes, even if they root for the wrong college team. Roll Tide. Put this into practice each and every day. Matthew 7:12. So whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets. It costs you nothing, but let me tell you, the rewards are endless. Number 2, every day say something to God. For those of you that have been to Maywood during Jerry Jenkins Week, this is one of the founding principles of that week. Every day say something to God. This is one that I've tried to improve on each and every day. Prayer works. I've seen how it works. Just this summer, I've seen how it works in my whole life, but there was times, sure, that I was blind to it. I think everybody can relate to that. Pray before any important decision. In these days, he went out to the hills to pray, and all night he continued in prayer to God. And when it was day, he called his disciples and chose them from the 12, whom he named apostles. Luke 6, verses 12 and 13. Do not pray with empty phrases. Pray with sincerity. And in praying, do not heap up empty phrases as the Gentiles do, for they think they will be heard for their many words. Matthew 6, verse 7. Be bold and believe that God will answer your prayers. Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you'll receive it, and you will. Mark 11:24. However, don't think for one moment that if you haven't studied the night before that big statistics test, that if you're going to pray really, really hard, that it's going to help you get through, because it's probably not. I've tried that before, and it didn't work for me. Number 3, every day, let God say something to you. The Bible was written for our learning. It's our roadmap. It's our GPS to get to our final destination. It's our Google Maps to get to heaven. Here's some verses that can help you as you go through your college years and start your career. The Bible is packed with life lessons, stories of humankind's experience with God. There are lessons for those who are feeling depressed, those struggling with sin, those dealing with difficult people. You name it, it's in the Bible. Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. Proverbs 10 and verse 4. Proverbs is filled with all kinds of fantastic observations about life. This one shows if you slack off, you're going to be met with poverty. That makes sense, right? Sluggards do not plow in season, so at harvest time they look but find nothing. Proverbs 20 and verse 4. Always be on the lookout for opportunities to lead the harvest. The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. For what does it profit a man? This is probably the most important one. For what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? Mark 8 and 36. We all know many wealthy people. But let me tell you, the numbers don't mean a thing compared to the gift that our Lord Jesus gave to us on the cross. Number 4, you're a leader now, so it's vital that you learn to become a servant leader. This is one of those buzzwords going around in business these days, but a servant leader. What does that mean? I know this sounds like a little bit of a confusing title, but let's look a little bit deeper. All professing Christians agree that a Christian leader should be a servant leader, in other words. Jesus couldn't be clearer. The king of the Gentiles exercised lordship over them, and those in authority over them are called benefactors. But not so with you. Rather, let the greatest among you become as the youngest, and the leader as one who serves. Luke 22, verses 25 and 26. A servant leader seeks the glory of his master. And his master is not his reputation or his church or his friends. It is God. Jesus said, the one who speaks on his own authority seeks his own glory, but the one who seeks the glory of him who sent him is true, and in him there is no falsehood. John 7 and verses 18. A Christ-like leader is a bondservant of Christ. Ephesians 6 and 6. And demonstrates over time that Christ, not public approval, position, or financial security, has his primary loyalty. And this he swears to his own hurt and does not change. Psalms 15 and 4. A servant leader sacrificially seeks the highest joy of those that he serves. This does not conflict with seeking the glory of his master. Jesus said, whoever would be great among you, you must be your servant, even as the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Matthew 20, verses 26 and 28. A servant leader is not preoccupied with personal visibility and recognition. Like John the Baptist, a servant leader sees himself as a friend of the bridegroom and is not preoccupied with the visibility of his own role. He doesn't view those with less visible roles as less significant, nor does he covet a more visible role to be more significant. 1 Corinthians 12, verses 12 through 26. He seeks to steward the role he's received as best he can, and gladly leaves the role assignments to God. John 3 and verse 27. Here's the final point tonight, and the final point of the email, and it's extremely simple. Again, it's a Jerry Jenkins saying. Simply, it is, do right. This was Jerry Jenkins' motto, and he lived it. Always remember, it's never wrong to do the right thing. Well, now it's time to end this letter. Again, apologies, folks. I hope you'll take the things I've learned and use them to pass along to any of your friends. Maybe it'll help you out or help someone else someday. Work hard, make good grades. Have fun, do right. And we'll see you soon. That's one of the hardest things that I think I've had to do. But you know, it's great. I've got a son that's at Freed Hardeman now. And I'm so happy for him that he gets to experience a lot of the things that people don't get to experience. He's with a lot of his Christian friends. And I know this has kind of been an awkward devotional, but so at this time, we're going to sing an invitation song. And if you need to come happen tonight, won't you come together as we stand and sing?